Happy Honey Wash Day. This is Toksa Hour. I am Maggie Ross, and I am live from Porcupine, South Dakota, along the Porcupine Creek where the porcupines roam. Wow, I had problems again. Never fails. That's my story. That's Toksa Hour's anthem, I think. We've got problems. I logged on to my phone, YouTube, and I put my Toksa Hour there I had to do some edits on my phone. And anyways, that caused problems for the laptop. And I don't have like the Google Mail app on my phone. So I had to go install it next. So now Google has access to my phone. So I got to uninstall it. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because I have YouTube on my phone. Life is what it is, I guess. So today our topic is going to be peace plans, power plays, and the price of silence. We will start off our hour with the discussion on Trump's 20-point Gaza peace plan. So yeah, if you did not know, Trump and Netanyahu is my preference for his name, but I know I should be accurate and call him Benjamin Moskowitz or whatever that Polish name is. But anyways, Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Trump made a plan. 20-point, it's called the 20-point Gaza plan. And Trump says to Hamas, you take it or leave it. There will be annihilation if you do not accept it. That's his threat. Annihilation deadline is today. So as the sun rises here, it starts to get ready to set in Gaza. So very unfortunate days. What does this plan call for? The plan in itself, excuse me, next, all of a sudden my throat wants to get funny. So this is like unofficial because it's all from leaked information, leaked documents. And I believe Hamas has responded to the plan. But anyways, the 20-point plan, that's been out, I think, on Substack. There's a couple places where they're talking about it. Sean King has an article. I think Axios has something out, and there's another one. Huffington Post, maybe. Can't remember. Anyways, so number one, complete demilitarization of Gaza. So I mean, and this is gonna like just blend into everything. So the whole point of demilitarization of Gaza is saying that Hamas and everybody will have to lay down their arms. Removal of Hamas from power entirely. Installation of a caretaker Palestinian government approved by the US and Israel. I really think that is dumb. The UAE, they're not saying it here, but the UAE and the Saudis are a part of this and approving this plan, the caretaker plan. Number 4, international, mostly Arab states, security force in Gaza. And again, that's going to be Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and UAE. Joint Israeli-U.S. oversight of Gaza's reconstruction. So remember, they had the Gaza palace or whatever. I can't remember the thing that Trump put out. So I think it's really important to know that this reconstruction plan, if you can remember back when Trump was first president, and his son-in-law Jared Kushner was going over, and he had made comments and making these plans, real estate plans and so forth. So that's what this is about. So this is all like preemptive, the things that they need to do. And then even Netanyahu says in his one of his speeches is that demolition is almost complete of Gaza. So the plan, this is premeditated plan of the United States and Israel. And it's probably more of the billionaires of the United States that are supporting, because a lot of the billionaires are funding Israel as well. So joint U.S. Oh, no, I already said that. Number 6, mass surveillance systems installed in Gaza. So at West Bank, in the West Bank, they are heavily surveillanced. And so this mass surveillance system, all it's doing is creating like this data for mega data system, all of this to this is what they've been doing for the longest time, is using West Bank and Gaza as weapon testing sites. And so mass surveillance systems installed in Gaza. They want to know probably even when they poop, they want to know how much was pooped. Probably has a weight system in the water. It'll be, toilets or whatever. Horrible. Number 7, no right of return for displaced Palestinians. And if you remember, the International Court of Justice said that the Palestinians have a right to return. And so this here is saying no right of return for displaced Palestinians. So that's like saying when the Dakota people were exiled out of Minnesota, they have no right to return. It's like saying on the Trail of Tears, the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Creek, the Seminole, the who am I forgetting? Chickasaw, that they all have no right to return. That tribes that were displaced have no right to return. That's what that is saying from our American standpoint, past 100 years, whatever, 200 years standpoint, 500 years standpoint. Now this is on the Palestinians. Number 8, rebuilding of Gaza only if Hamas surrenders within 72 hours. So they have till today. 9, no recognition of Hamas in any political negotiations. 10, Israeli military presence at key border crossings. 11, disarmament and destruction of tunnels and rockets. 12, use of U.S. vetted NGOs to deliver aid and rebuild infrastructure. And again, this is all the profiteering. All those billionaires are going to make all their money here. BlackRock, all of them. That's what they're going to do. It's going to be these our tax dollars. Our tax dollars are going to go to them, and then they'll probably, while they're supposed to build the state of the art Gaza, but they'll probably build them. The Palestinians themselves will probably be built into these ghetto systems. Horrible. 11, disarmament and destruction of tunnels and rockets. 12, we already said those ones, sorry. 13, Palestinian Authority returns under strict U.S.-Israeli terms. And so the Palestinian Authority, this is used to be all of Gaza and all of the West Bank. And then Israel did not like the power of the PA, so they funded Hamas, the creation of Hamas to divide them. And then didn't like that Hamas went on their own and still wanted to fight for a free Palestine. Excuse me. 14, no independent Palestinian judicial or policing authority without oversight. Oh my God. Does that sound like reservation life or what? Does that sound like OST tribal courts or what? It does to me. Sound like OST DPS, underfunded, does to me. Education reform to remove radical ideologies. So in previous times, I have told you that in previous Doksha hours, I have talked about how the Palestinian people, they have like a 98% literacy rate. So they are highly read and highly intelligent in their reading. And so what they want to do is dumb them down. That's what they want to do is dumb them down. They want them to be as dumb as the Israeli people, probably. I'm sorry, Israeli people. I shouldn't put all of you in there because I know many of you are fighting within your own system. So my apologies, I'll take it back. All right. Let's see, where did I leave off? 16, banning of pro-resistance or political organizing groups in Gaza. Sounds like res life. 17, relocation of thousands of Palestinians internally to reconstruction zones. And you know what those reconstruction zones are? Concentration camps. That's what they're doing, people, with American taxpayer dollars. 18. So they're going to put them in these concentration camps and build this big old state-of-the-art Gaza world. But the Palestinian people will live in concentration camps. Isn't that nuts? It's disgusting. 18. No compensation for Gaza war damage from Israel or the US. Isn't that a bit guilty admission there? Oh, we blew you guys up, but we're not going to pay for it. There's no responsibility to us. 19, U.S. recognition of Israeli settlements and full sovereignty in key areas. And everybody said this was going to happen. And Trump, no, it's not going to happen. No, there will be no occupying of West Bank. I will not. BS. Trump is BS. 20, official normalization deals with Saudi Arabia and UAE tied to implementation. So there it is, people. Saudis and the UAE. I will tell you, I do not think while they say the UAE his mother is tied to Israel, but the king or prince of UAE and Saudi Arabia as well, I believe. But I think that they're Zionists. I think that many, if not all, of the Muslim governments are Zionist as well, because they're all just profiteers. And people say, like, what are they, like, why do they not come to the defense of the Palestinian people? Because they're profiteers. That's just how that is. They're profiteers. They don't care. They don't, like, so when we go through this argument of looking at the Abrahamic belief systems, so the Jewish people are how these governments are misusing and misrepresenting these belief systems. You have it with the Jewish people, you have it with the Christian people, with the evangelicals, and then now we have it with some of the Islamic people. So they are all misusing for power structure and power status to oppress the Palestinian people, and even in their own people, to oppress their own people because they're profiteers. They want money, they want power, and that's what they see. And so what they do, and this is just a normal process of grooming in life. Indoctrination is to get us in these belief systems. What did they do to the American Indian? They put us in beliefs in their belief system. So they said that they forced us into Christianity. They forced us to put away our belief systems, or suffer consequences. And we're very fortunate that today we can stand openly and practice who we are and practice our own belief systems. But it all happens in grooming. So people could take a religion and they could corrupt it. And that's no different even for Lakota people. We could have people doing that to us here, where they see the power of belief and prayer in our ceremonies, and then misguide and misrepresent, and then they have a massive following of people, and then they do harm to others to maintain that power. Did you ever hear the um I'm the only altar? This is the only altar. I'm the only one. That kind of stuff. So it happens even with our own people, the abuse of power and how they use religion to do that. So Hamas was not included in the drafting of this plan. Qatar is also supposedly involved in this, um, but they try to act like they're not, like, behind the scenes. They're probably the et tu brute. Whenever Julius Caesar's his right hand man was Brutus, and Brutus turned on him, and they killed Julius Caesar. Palestinians were not at the table. The only demand, accept this by Sunday, um, you know, message from Trump are, you're going to suffer annihilation. The plan appears to further entrench occupation under the guise of peace. It has been embraced by Israeli hardliners and Gulf allies like Saudi Arabia and the UAE. Critics call it a surrender plan rather than a peace agreement, which it is. Oh my God. So, um, some of the reporting out there with Hamas is, they did have a response, and they are agreeing. There's agreements, but then they have they have conditions, and they have, so you have to, like, and I'm going to try to read it to you here as soon as I sometimes. Looking for Sean King's response, because he just put their response in Substack, and so I was just trying to pull that up. Let's see here. We'll just go with the drop zone. And that part. Anyway, so they had accepted the plan, but they have conditions, and the conditions probably are going to send Trump over the edge. Maybe, and then probably Netanyahu will not accept it. And Trump's been screaming at him to stop bombing Gaza, but he is still bombing Gaza. There's still, I think it's been reported out that what did they say? Like 49,000 children so far are considered to have been killed during this 2 years. 49,000 children. And so they are half, and then the other half is going to be so it's probably a cumulative about 49,000 women, and then the men. So men or women and children were like the target, and then they went after the men or the fathers too. They had a plan for the fathers. So they accepted the peace plan. They do have conditions. They will not, that Hamas will be a part of the future. They have the right. Also, Palestinians maintain their right to their land. Um, and in the dissonant, they say Benjamin Netanyahu admits Gaza peace plan was a ruse. So it's not even true. Like they just continue to create BS. And so um it's all a guise to or a disguise to get our attention somewhere else while they do something else. And so the flotilla, last week we had Chaz Jewett on and we talked about the flotilla. And the flotilla, excuse me, the flotilla has been intercepted, like all 44 ships. And so now they're like even planning a bigger flotilla to go. And so one ship did break the siege, and they were pretty excited about that. Like they could see the land of Gaza, and I think some of the people could see the ship or the flotilla. And then it was captured. They're talking about the people that were on the flotilla, the activists, the peace activists were arrested, and they're talking about even like Greta Thornton. I can never say her last name. Anyways, Greta has been abused. Like they're really doing her in. And so they said that they beat her up, they made her kiss the Israeli flag, and they drug her around by her hair. So that was reported out through the Turkish news. One of the citizens of Turkey, shared that in an interview. So it's pretty disgusting. It's pretty disgusting. So peace without justice is occupation with better branding, don't you think? Anyways, oh, in the madness of the flotillas, like there were so many of them that it really kept Israel, their naval thing, paying it, like focused over there, that the people got to fish. So they don't even, the Palestinians, they live on the sea, they don't even get to go fish. Like Israel does not allow them to fish. But because of that, they were able to go out and fish, and they were able to feed people. So that was real exciting to see that, the fishermen trying to bring in the fish. Um, so so we know then that it isn't just one, right? Like we keep asking, how does this continue to happen? How does it continue to happen? It continues to happen because it isn't just Israel. It isn't just Israel. It's United States, it's Great Britain, it's Saudi Arabia, it's the UAE, Qatar. Now they're even saying Turkey's getting involved, Syria. Like all these people are just um, turning on humanity for money and power, positioning. Who's going to be on the good side? And on the other side is Colombia. Colombia is there asking for people to join a people's army to go and fight for Palestine, to free Palestine. Yeah. And then that brings us into the madness, right? Like, so now we have Portland, Oregon, they're considered domestic terrorists. I had this biggest kick out of this lady. She posts on her um maybe I could share it. Let me do that. Let me share it. She's so funny. But I mean, that's how we are as people, I guess. We're able to find humor in things. Oh, find humor in our madness. Ah, oh, again, I got to enter a code. Everything. And I'll show you this. It's kind of funny. For me, anyways. I got a big kick out of it. But of course, I'm just like that. Let me go to my light if they didn't take her down already. Okay. And share it. It's just that. Turn my volume up to make sure you can hear it.
Day 4. My life as a domestic terrorist. It was so exhausting yesterday, terroristing, that I fell asleep in my clothes. Wait, did I wear my pajamas all day? Did I go outside? Huh.
That's the funny humor out of all of it is so Portland, they're sending military or whatever, and in Chicago they had a peaceful protest over there, and they had ICE agents on top of the buildings with guns, and they were like targeting. So people in the protests, they're like the red dots or the red laser things, that's what was on there. They could see that, and then there's um video of them up on these roofs targeting civilians. And so I'm just going to tell you guys, I was saying this around election time, that this is going to be us. What was happening with the Palestinian people would be us. And now we are us. It's here. That time is here. And In Chicago, they brought in an Apache helicopter onto this piece of property, this apartment complex, and they broke into it. Didn't no warrants, they just tore down, broke out windows, cut up fences, broke down doors, and handcuffed the people in there, and even citizens. I mean, people came out to see what the noise was and got arrested. And even children. So they had children handcuffed, and then they were loading them up in what they call, remember, like U-Hauls, but it's called budget. So they had some of those, and that's what they were doing. So it is happening to us now, that and then it's now reported that that company, that the owner of the apartment complex actually was under foreclosure by Wells Fargo Bank. And so now it is looking like this is all a coordinated effort to just get everybody out of the building, because it's under, they said the very next day there was vehicles there hauling property out of there. They just like openly took everybody out and evicted them. So now this is the process of banks using military and government to do their work. And this is all going to go back. Watch, it's going to trickle back to the conversation I talked to you guys about earlier this year on private equity. So the collapse of private equity. And private equity, what they were doing is going around buying up all of these real estate properties so that they would own everything. And so people should pay attention to that. And why does that even matter? Why does that even matter here on the reservation? It matters because banks are influencing government, and that they are the ones that control the economics. And we are in this state. The Palestinians are going to be in our state shortly. They're going to be living in their own prisoner of war camps. They're going to be living like how we were once free people, how we were once intelligent, how we were once. They're going to do to them exactly what they did to us. They're not introducing alcohol, they're introducing opiates to them. And if you remember, they were putting opiates in their flour. And that's how you get and start addiction. So they can't do it with alcohol because Muslims do not drink alcohol. Except for in UAE and Saudi Arabia, I believe. Only places. So that's what tells you those guys are Zionists over there. Thinking that, oh, I'm going to be Muslim and then go against your own belief system and make justification for drinking alcohol. Does that sound familiar? It should, because that's what happened to us when we said no alcohol, and then slowly it got justified. And even through our government, our elected officials justifying alcohol on the reservation, bootleggers, drug dealers, looking the other way, and then at the same time saying, oh, I know, that's just so horrible. Addiction. So Trump and Hegseth, right? They're trying to militarize the whole country and turn the military against the people. And it's so crazy because we pay taxes. It is our tax dollars. So it's kind of nice that we're in a shutdown, right? We're in a federal shutdown. It's nice for that because then we're not funding the military against ourselves next. I mean, it's bad enough we're funding it to go over and do that genocide in Palestine, in Congo, Sudan. Disgusting. But now we're going to do it against ourselves. So thankfully the government is shut down, and I hope the Democrats just keep it shut down. The one good thing they could do or to help us out is just not give in, but probably Monday they give in. So they label us as terrorists. So any dissent is going to be considered a terrorist, and then they'll treat you accordingly. They arrested, I think it was in Chicago, or maybe it was Portland. They arrested one of their alderwomen's, alder persons. Anyways, they arrested her and they just roughed her up. They didn't have a warrant, nothing. They just came and she's at the hospital. They just arrested her. ICE. It was crazy. It's like this is scary times. And I think the realization for a lot of the people who supported Donald Trump, even like the far right, is that Donald Trump is a fake leader. He's a hoax. He lied to them, and now they know. Now they know because he's not doing anything for them except for stirring the propaganda. And so there's some still stuck in the propaganda, and it's mostly those old boomers or whatever that are stuck in the propaganda of the evangelical church that's preaching to them that this Judeo-Christian belief system, which doesn't exist. So that's kind of unfortunate. So if we can think about our own history and what is happening. So we know what they have done to us as Native Americans, and we know what they continue to do to us. They keep us silent. You don't even see our tribal governments acting up. You don't even see them remember they acted up and banned Christy Nome, but you don't see them doing anything because we all, want the money. We want the money that the federal government can give to us. And so we're just going to comply and do all that stuff. And in the compliance of it, then is our own government, our own tribal government, then silences us. That's why accountability is so hard. And they have money. The same thing how the APAC people, those billionaire people, how they are using money through APAC to control. I mean, John Thune is our senator of South Dakota, and he is the Senate leader. So do you remember back when the Republicans were screaming around about Tom Daschle becoming the leader, and he was a Democrat. He was the leader of the Senate. And they said that he got too big for his britches. Remember, like he forgot who he is or who he was, but yet they all stand behind John Thune. And John Thune is not representing. And John Thune gets like almost $1 million from APAC. So he's going to put that interest before us, throw crumbs to us. But the big chunk is going over there. All the protection is going over there. Don't even protect us. Don't even protect us. It's insane. It is. It's insane. So we are in shutdown. The Democrats and the Republicans could not come to an agreement. So we are in shutdown. And how does this affect us? Well, right now, I believe everybody drew their money. So everybody drew down their money. And so now everybody's got to stretch their money out to see how long they can make it last to get us through to whenever the government might open up. So what's going to happen is probably our IHS services will slow down. A lot of times, and then I'm gonna forget again. I always keep trying to remember what they're called. Anyways, so they're the core, something core. Those guys. are usually the ones that will end up working through all of it when the government shuts down and everybody else goes home because that's a part of their duties. Urban Indian health centers, unless they pull their money down, they're going to be affected. So we're going to see what's going to happen with Oyate Health. Are they going to be able to stay open through this process? Or did they pull all their money down? And so we'll see what the dangers of this Title I compacting is. Mental health, youth suicide prevention, and addiction services are going to be at risk. So what are we doing? What are our tribes doing? So this is all like, even though people want to distance or say that's over there, that Palestine's over there, like it doesn't have anything to do with us, but we are suffering and experiencing the same thing. They have it a lot worse than we do, but we are very paralleled with them. We are very paralleled with them. So those are the things that are going on with life here. You know what I did? I listened to tribal council. Gee, that stressed me out. I was driving home and I just happened to be on listening to Keely, and I listened, and it was just like, man, they just argue with each other. They're like, man, when do we go forward? Like, you guys, our leadership needs to get along. Like, we need people that can unite us, bring us together. Like, we need people in our communities to be getting after represent, but of course they don't respond either, It's that whole thing. There's no unity. There's no unity here because of the money that comes, the money that influences elections. And you probably don't even think about it. How does that affect you? How did that affect your vote? How did your family come to you and tell you to vote? You probably don't even know. But it's all, the same kind of thing that's happening globally is happening on the reservation. We're indoctrinated. We're put into we're in an oppressive situation. So then we develop apathy of not caring. And then we develop because we're in such need, we develop what's in it for me? What's in it for me mindset. It's not what's in it for the people. It's what's in it for me. And so then that's like the alcohol stuff. You're going to give me a drink, then I'll do it. You're going to give me a line of cocaine, I'll do it. You're going to give me a joint, I'll do it. You're going to give me I don't even, what do you do? Smoke? Is that what you do with meth? I'll do it. Give me a skips, I'll do it. So we have lost our way. I think Chaz and I kind of talked a little bit about that last week. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it because we're divided and there's so much division. It's like, look at you, look at you, look at you. But don't look at me. And I listened to that council and I thought, wow, like they're all complicit. But they're in denial about it because they're going to blame somebody else. That's somebody else. I heard there's like 83, if I can remember correct. I better not say it if I can't remember it. But a lot of COVID money missing. Crazy. Crazy, crazy world that we live in. I didn't get a chance yet to do my jingle. I've been wanting to get my jingle done and I haven't had the chance to do it. All right. Who's in the chat? Hey, Steve. Good morning. And if you can, Steve, please email me at dokshothour@gmail.com. I need your address so I got something to send to you as a thank you for um, being a supporter of Doksha Hour. And those of you that are watching, if you will email me at dokshothour@gmail.com, I will send you a gift for our 5 years of supporting us. Steve has been probably, geez, I don't know, Steve, maybe from the very beginning show. um, Raymond as well. And Raymond's way over in a different world across the seas, not in a different world, but different continent. And he comes every week. And Steve comes every week. Shoot, Steve, you are funny. Funny. Yeah, I think that's crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Oh, well, we are, I think, I can't even remember when we started. We started late. We started late, and then I was kind of stressing out. My new light didn't come in yet. I ordered it a couple weeks ago because my other light, so it's kind of dim in here. Um, my light effects. So hopefully my ring light will come in soon. But it's very interesting, very interesting. I think what is coming in October, like they're already talking about weather in Montana, like blizzards or something like that. So people should get serious. Better start thinking about putting your plastic on your windows, ordering your propane, ordering your wood. Knock it. Well, I don't even know how that's going to affect energy assistance, the energy program. So we all probably need to pay attention. Usually in around November, Running Strong will come out with their heat match. So you want to watch for that. And then there's some other places that come out with heat matches. So you want to just keep your eye out. I'm not on Facebook, so I don't know. I think they might post those things on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook. So I and I'm really glad I'm not on Facebook. Yeah, I really am. People are like, you got to come back to Facebook. I'm like, no, 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 thank you. Come to TikTok, or I'm on Blue Sky and I'm trying to learn how to do Skylight, but I can't open my account. So different things, always trying to be different in the world. And oh, yeah, uh, they're saying that JD Vance he has like this company, this private equity firm that is buying up the land in Alabama from those farmers that they bankrupted through tariffs. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, but everything's kind of going to shits or going to the pot, or I don't know. Like, what's the language that we use here? I don't know. Sometimes I think it's all orchestrated. So, as usual, as every week has been, we are from Porcupine Creek all the way to the shores of Gaza. Our voices do matter. We do our best to speak truth, as truth is sacred and risky, but necessary. Like the turtle, we move steady, we don't stop, and we are still here. We will not be silenced. So, this is Doksha Hour. Thank you guys for tuning in, joining, and email me, please, so I can start trying to get some things in the mail to you. as my appreciation, and then you can send me pictures of your appreciation. And then I'm working on the jingle. So I'm working on the jingle. So I'll have a debut jingle here pretty soon. So with that, you guys all be safe, be kind. We need to have more love, not war. You remember those sayings of the 60s? Those are true today. We need more love, need more kindness, we need more compassion, we need more care. Be good to your neighbors, be good to your relatives. Do your best. Do your best to say something positive versus something negative. Do your best to acknowledge something good in someone versus acknowledging the worst in someone. That is how you build community, and that is how you build unity, because we are going to have to sit at the same table with our enemies and with our frenemies. We have to do that because we are under attack, and we need to join forces with each other because we are human, we are each other, and we are going to get eaten up by this, whatever it is that's ruling this world. But it's harmful for us. And so we need to stand up together. So thank you. Have a good week.